Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Okay, back to basics, multiplication addition. A couple of things about this. Firstly, we're going to write our multiplication in much the same way that we did earlier when we looked at addition and subtraction, i.e. vertically. We're going to write it like this, vertically. The second thing is that your times tables, you're going to need to know those. If you want to do multiplication, you're going to need your times tables down so that when we say, right, well, the 4 sevens, we can go straight to 28 and there's our answer. Great. Times tables, sometimes you just need to know some things, and times tables would be a good thing to know. So it's not always going to be that simple. Let's look at a different one. How about 28 times 30, what should we have, 4? Okay, 34. Now, in this case, it gets a little bit more involved. We're still going to just use our times tables. We're going to do 1 digit times 1 digit at a time. So we say 4 eighths, that's 32. We can put the 2 down. We can't put 30 down because that's in the tens column where we're going to be multiplying the 4 by the 2. So we can't do that. 4 eighths of 32, we're going to carry the 3. And then we're going to multiply the next thing. We're going to multiply the 2 by the 4. 2 4s are 8. Great, except, remember that 3 up there? We're going to add that to the 8. So 2 4s are 8, plus the 3 is 11. We can write the 1 down, and the other one would be carried forward, but there's no other multiplication to do there, so we're just going to bring it down. Cool, that's not our final answer. That's just 28 times 4. We wanted 28 times 34. So what we're doing here is we're breaking it into bit by bit. Okay, so we've times the 4 by the 28, and now we're going to times the 28 by the 30. We're not going to times it by 30 though, we're going to times it by 3. However, it's a 3 in the tens column, so when we do our 3 times 8, we want to put it here into the tens column. Actually, I won't draw it like a circle because it looks like a 0. We're going to put it here in the tens column for place value. But then, of course, we have to have something here. Well, there's nothing there. How do we say nothing? With a big fat 0. So we're going to start in the tens column by putting a 0 first, and now we're in the tens column. Now we can multiply our 3 eighths, which is, because we're in the tens column, it's like 30 eighths, right? So 3 eighths are 24. As before, we can put our 4 down, but our 2 gets carried. There it is. And now we do 2 3s. 2 3s are 6. Plus that 2 that we carried, that's going to give us 8. And then we go back to our addition. That's the multiplication part of the problem done. We need to add these two numbers now, and 2 and 0 is 2, 1 and 4. That will give us 5, 1 and 8 will give us 9. So that's our final answer now. When we multiply 28 by 34, we get the answer 952. Now, just to iterate, our first step was to multiply the 4 by the 8, and then we multiplied the 4 by the 2. And then we multiplied the 3 by the 8. And then we multiplied the 3 by the 2. But remember, that 3 was in the tens column, so we started with our 0 there first, so that we could actually do the multiplication from the tens column. Let's look at another example. How about 5,000 and, how much do we have? 32. Let's multiply this by 407. There we go, 5,032 by 407. Break it down bit by bit, remember. We're going to start with the 7 first, our units, and we're going to go 2 sevens are 14. We're going to carry the 1. 3 sevens are 21, plus the 1 that we carried over is 22. So put the 2 down and carry the 20. 0 sevens, well that's 0, plus that 2 that was carried forward is a 2, and 5 sevens are 35. There we go. And now we're going to multiply 4 by 2. But you notice the 4 is in the hundreds column, so we're going to come in a couple of spots so that we actually start in the hundreds place value. So 2 4s are 8. Okay, so we're only doing 2 times 4. That's why I said earlier we just need to know our times table so we can do a quick 2 4s are 8. But actually it's not 2 4s, it's 2 400s, which is why we have 800. 2 4s are 8, 2 40s are 80, 2 400s are 800. But we're just doing the 2 4s because we're doing it in the hundreds place value column. So then we have 3 4s are 12. Put the 2, carry the 1. 0 4s are 0, plus that 1. And 4 5s are 20. So that's the multiplication done, and now we need to add those two numbers because this first number we have, that was our times 7, but this second number, that was our times 400. So we need to put those together so that we've times it by 407. We just did it in 2 steps. So we have 4 plus 0 is 4, 2 and 0 is 2, 2 and 8 is 10. So we put the 0 down, we carry the 1. 5 and 2 is 7, plus that 1 is 8. 3 and 1 is 4, 0 and nothing is 0, and 2 and nothing is 2. So that is our final answer now. 5,032 multiplied by 407 gives us 2,048,024. Let's look at one more example. How about, I don't know what should we do, 40,378. These numbers are completely random off the top of my head. We'll multiply this by 3,209. So remember, we're doing it bit by bit. First, we're going to multiply things by the 9. 9 8s is 72. Carry the 7. 7 9s is 63. Plus that 7 is 70. 0 down. Carry the 7. 3 9s are 27. Plus the 7 that was carried forward is going to be 34. Put the 4 down, carry the 3. 0 9s, 0. Plus that 3. 4 9s are 36. So there's the first part done. That's the times by 9. And now we need to do the next part, which is the times by 2. It's not actually a times by 2, it's times by 200, but we're going to put a couple of zeros down to get us into the hundreds column. So however many places the digit is, so 1, 2, it's the third one in, we have to cover the 1, 2, and then we can put the answer in the third spot there. So we have 2 8s is 16, carry the 1. Actually, I should first get rid of those other numbers that I carried from multiplying by the 9. So 2 8s is 16, carry the 1, 2 7s are 14, plus the 1 makes 15, carry the 1. 2 3s are 6, plus that 1 is 7. 2 zeros are 0, and 2 4s are 8. Cool, so we've times by 9, we've times by 200, and now we're going to times by 3,000. We're actually only going to times by 3, but of course we put 3 zeros first to now get us into the thousands place value column. So we have 3 8s, 24. Carry the 2, and again I should have gotten rid of those first. There we go, carry the 2. 3 7s are 21, plus the 2 makes 23. Carry the 2. 3 3s are 9, plus the 2 is 11. So put the 1 down and carry the 1. 3 zeros are 0, of course, plus that 1. We have a 1, and 3 4s are 12. Final step, add our numbers. Looking down the column on the right, we have a 2, a 0, and a 0. Well, that will give us 2. Then we have zeros. Then we have 6 and 4, which is 10. So we can put the 0, carry the 1. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus the 1 is 10, plus the 3 is 13. Carry the 1. 7 and 3 is 10, plus the 6, plus the 1 gives us 17. Carry the 1. 3 and 1 and 1. 5. 8 and 1 is 9. 2 and nothing else is 2, and a 1 and nothing else is 1. So, If we're going to multiply 40,378 by 3,209, our final answer is going to be 129,573,002. Right, so just one more thing to mention, and that is, what if we have a decimal number, maybe two decimal numbers? Is that going to mess things up? Well, no, it isn't. Let's say we had 2.87, and we'll multiply this by, I don't know, 43. There we go. Again, random numbers off the dome. So 3 7s are 21. We carry that 2. 3 8s, 24. Plus the 2, 26. Carry that 2. 2 3s are 6. Plus the 2 is 8. Now we move on to the next number along, the 4. However, we come in one spot. 4 7s are 28. Carry the 2. It was already there from previous, so we'll get rid of those. And now we'll carry the 2. 4 8s are 32. Plus the 2 that we had is 34. Carry the 3. 2 4s are 8. Plus the 3 is 11. We add these two numbers together. We have a 1 there, a 4 there, carry the 1. We've got a 3 there, carry the 1, so a 2 there and a 1 there. Now, our answer is not 12,341. Here's what we do when decimal numbers are involved. We count how many decimal places are there in the question. Well, we have 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places. Any more? Nope, that's it. The entire question has 2 decimal places. So we make sure our answer has 2 decimal places. There's 1 there, there's another one there, and then we have our decimal. So the answer to 2.87 times 43 is 123.41. Decimals do not mess things up. We just count the total number of decimal places in the question and make sure the answer has the same number of decimal places. We'll do one more of those. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put a decimal. Where should we put it? How about there? And we'll multiply that by, what should we multiply that by? 3.07. There we go. 12.34 times 3.07. We start with the 7. 7 4s are 28. Carry the 2. 3 7s are 21 and the 2 is 23. Carry that 2. 2 7s are 14. So we have 16 there with the 2. Carry the 1. 1 7 is 7 plus the 1 is 8. Now the next one, we don't worry about doing the 0 because that'll just give us a row of zeros. So the next one we'll do is the 3, but that of course is 2 places in. So we go 2 places in and we start it here. So 3 4s, wait, let's get rid of those numbers that were carried so we can carry fresh numbers. 3 4s are 12, carry the 1. 3 3s are 9, plus the 1 is 10, carry the 1. 2 3s are 6, plus the 1 is 7, and 1 3, well, that's just 3, isn't it? And now we add these two numbers together. So we have 8, we have a 3, we have an 8, we have an 8, a 7, and a 3. Those are the digits. Now what number do we actually have? Well, we look back to the question, how many decimal places? I see 1, 2, 3. There are a total of 4 decimal places in the question. So our answer has 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places, which means the decimal is right here. So 12.34 times 3.07 is equal to 37.8838. Decimals, not a problem. We just count how many decimal places in the question and put that many decimal places into the answer. Actually, one more key thing to note about when we're multiplying decimals, we do not have to line up the decimals. Like when we did addition and subtraction, we had to line up according to place value. With multiplication, we don't. In this previous example, the decimals happen to be lined up. They don't have to be. Just count how many decimal places in the question, put put that many in the answer.
If you like this video, punch that like button. If you want to see more videos, smash that subscribe.